I wrote a book, Raising Upright Kids in an Upside-Down World. Many of the parents I talk to want to stand stronger against the culture. They recognize that the pace of what their children are exposed to is not good. They would like to resist it. I had one mother say to me once, well, you know, if it were up to me, she wouldn't have a cell phone. And I asked her, who's it up to? Many of the parents in this book talked about why they surrendered to the culture. You know what it is? Fear. Fear. My kid is going to be resentful. They're going to rebel, you know. I was in a conference once, and one of the mental health types in there said, well, we all know that when parents set their standards too high, children rebel. And I didn't say anything. But my inner child wanted to say, no, we don't all know that. And it's not true either. But it scares parents. Or they'll say to me, yeah, but then they'll just sneak. They'll just go behind my back. They'll get deceptive. I want to have trust. I want to have an openness with my child. And so what do? They find themselves yielding to the culture because they're afraid of it. Because they're afraid the kids will look at them and think, how did I get stuck with you? You're a throwback Neanderthal. I can't believe it. I'm 13 years old. I do not have a smartphone. What are you doing? And so I've seen so many good parents, against their better judgment, yield. Why? They're psychologically bullied. I oftentimes tell parents, you know, if your kids turn from what you tried to raise them with, if they leave the faith, or if they decide your morals are something for the 1500s, don't you want it to be because they had to go through you, not because you went, I have 10 children. I'm not ashamed to say that some of them are very deeply in their faith and some of them are not. Depends a lot on the kid. And parents, this is not a farm in 1880. That is a culture out there who doesn't think like you do if you're a traditionally, morally minded, religious parent. They don't think like you at all. And they're very good at making the way they think so much better than the way you think. Nobody swallows unadulterated evil. Evil's got to look good. It's got to look seductive. It's got to look pleasant. If you're afraid as a parent, here's the irony. You raise the chances of the very same thing you were most afraid of happening. People will ask me, can you be too strict? No. Not where you're loving, you can't. You can be a jackbooted my way or the highway punk. Yeah, that'll cause you problems. But when you love that child with everything you got, and they know it, put those standards where God wants them. Don't parent in fear.